feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown. Get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jim. First segment, we talked about the NFL Draft, talked about the first 10 picks that went, talked about, why I thought they went that way, and how good I think they're going to be for their teams this year. This segment, we're sticking with the draft. We're talking about, some surprises in the draft, players that didn't go, players that did go, teams that traded up and down, all that. After this, we're going to go to the NBA, talk about games from last night, the games for tonight, and talk about Elijah Arenas. Before we get into any of that, though, tips and donations. Tips and donations are always greatly appreciated. By tipping and donating, it really means you guys care about the content that we're putting out, and we do put out the best content that we possibly can. So if you do want to tip or donate and you're in the live stream, feel free to do so by using the super chat and sticker feature. And if you're not in the live stream, feel free to do so with the links in the bio and in the description. If you don't want to tip or donate and you still want to show you guys appreciate the content that we're putting out, please feel free to leave a comment in the live chat, in the comment section of the YouTube or the YouTube Shorts. I'll see the live chat as soon as you post it, and I'll see it right away and respond to it. But if you do the YouTube one, I'll see that after I upload it, so I'll get to that as soon as I see that as well. But like I said, feel free to do that. I love talking, people listening, the watchers, the listeners. It's my job to talk sports, and I love to talk to people, who have the same interests as me. So, like I said earlier, though, if you do want to tip or donate and you're in the live stream, feel free to do that by using the super chat and the sticker feature. If you're not in the live stream, feel free to do that with the two links in the bio and in the description. That being said, let's get into segment number 2 for today. This draft, there was some surprises so far. In the first round of the draft, there was a good amount of, players who were taken, players who weren't, there was a lot. So I'll just talk about that. The first surprise I want to talk about is, I think, the Jacksonville Jaguars trading up to the 2 spot for the Cleveland Browns. I didn't really see them trading up. I really didn't. I really thought the Browns were going to be set in stone at 2. They're very set on Hunter. But the Jags gave them something they couldn't refuse, and that's basically 2 picks in this draft and a guaranteed first round next year. And plus the 5 spot. So it's pick swap, and then 2 rounds up the 33rd overall pick and 36th overall pick in this year's draft. So that they get 2 picks within the first 5 picks today, and then they get the guaranteed first round next year, which for the Jags spot. So it could be really high. If the Jags don't do well, they could get top 5 pick again next year, just guaranteed. But so they drafted Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was destined to go number 2. Whatever team needed them, they were going to take. He was off the board. And he's a great player. No one didn't see Travis Hunter going with outside the top 5 or top 3. He's just that good of a player. And Jacksonville really got themselves, a dog. And sorry, I'm tired. Sorry, but they got a dog in Travis Hunter. He's phenomenal. Generational athlete, 2 ways to the ball, Heisman winner. What else can I say about Travis Hunter? He's just a phenomenal athlete. If you look through the draft, you see a lot of guys who were drafted who you wouldn't think you would see drafted before other guys. You got one thing I want to talk about: the Bears. Number 10, Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, was the consensus number 1 overall tight end in this year's draft, and the Bears, they decided to go with Colston Loveland over him. They had the pick before they had the pick, and they decided, hey, we're going with number 2. They obviously saw something in Loveland, whether it be how he plays or how they think he's gonna fit into their system. They obviously saw something in him, and they saw that Warren wasn't it for them. They saw maybe we don't want to go with Warren, we want to go with Colston Loveland. And they did, which I think, honestly, they're both phenomenal tight ends. There really isn't much that you can say about that. They're both phenomenal players, coming both from really good teams, pass-heavy teams, so they know how to, catch the ball and block when needed. But, oh my God. I'm tired, am I? I didn't even feel this tired. But, Colston Loveland's a great tight end. I mean, Tyler Warren, it was really going to be, it was really going to be a toss-up for which one was going first. And I guess we saw that Loveland was going first. He's a great player. No reason that, he shouldn't have gone top 10. Great player. He's just a good player. There's really nothing else to say about that. He's a great player. And, Tyler Warren ended up going 4 picks later to the Colts at 14, who also, need a tight end. But, yeah, I mean, he's a great player. Both of them are great players. I didn't really feel like the Bears were going to take Loveland. Thought they were going to go for, a lineman, like I said in the last segment, because I feel like Cole Kmet's not that bad of a tight end. But, obviously, like I said, the Bears see something in him, and they're like, let's take our shot with him. And that's exactly what they did. And the Colts going with Tyler Warren, I mean, it looks like they would have gone with either tight end, so it worked out for them. Looks like they were going for tight end the entire time. But he got a generational tight end like Tyler Warren. You can't just let him sit on the bench like that. You got to, on the what I'm saying, not on the bench, but on the draft board. And they took advantage of it. And they got a phenomenal tight end, one of the best in this draft class, one of the best in years at 14 to add to their very young core with Anthony Richardson. And, I mean, if he stays healthy, that duo could be really good. Very good duo if they stay healthy. Then you got one thing I thought was really interesting. Emeka Ibuka out of Ohio State, the receiver, going to Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay really had no reason to draft a receiver. They signed Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is still really good. I mean, they really didn't need a wide receiver 4. They have another rookie receiver whose name is, kind of just, he's not really the greatest receiver ever, but I feel like the Bucs were more needed in offensive line. Actually, not really offensive line. Yeah, offensive line / defensive line area, and they're going for a receiver. I mean, it's definitely an interesting play. I wouldn't have minded them going for a receiver later in the draft, but they went for a receiver at number. What pick were they? They were 19, and they went for a receiver at Ohio State, who obviously is really good. Second best receiver on Ohio State this year. And, I mean, he's a great player. They won a national championship with him. He's a great player, but I'm very surprised the Bucs went with him so early in the draft. I thought they would have, like I said, gone for someone on the defense or offensive line, and that's what they kind of need help with. So, is it a bad pick? Not really. It's just kind of surprising a little bit seeing them draft the receiver and they needed help elsewhere. Then you got guys like Jackson Dart getting drafted at 25. The first actual QB off the board who we didn't know who was going to be drafted. Cam Ward, we all knew he was going to number 1. So what I mean actual quarterback, I mean a quarterback who we didn't know where they would go. And the Giants traded up for him. Thought they were going to get Shedeur. Nope, they went for Jackson Dart, which I thought was really interesting. Shedeur Sanders is probably the best quarterback in this draft class, and he's falling to minimum the 3rd spot in the draft for QBs. There's a reason, though. A report came out. A scout, an anonymous scout, said that Shedeur is just one of the worst. Like, when he interviewed him, he's just one of the worst interviews he's ever had. He thought he was really, he's got a big ego. He blames his teammates. I mean, that's gonna tank your draft stock 100%. Just saying stuff like that, just coming from an interview, it's never a good thing. So, honestly, Jackson Dart going before Shedeur is not really crazy. They're both pretty equal in skill level, I would say. I do think Shadeur's a little better, but seeing Jackson Dart go before Shedeur isn't really, a crazy thing to me. I thought either one of them could have gone, before each other. But, I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy seeing, all this hype around Shedeur to go, probably like top 10. And he's fallen out of the first round now, which is actually insane to me. But that's really honestly like the main one. Honestly, it's surprising the most. Obviously, Shedeur not being drafted is probably the biggest surprise I'd have in this draft so far. I would 100% thought the Steelers or the Steelers or the Saints to draft a quarterback, especially, Derek Carr just getting injured and the Steelers needing a quarterback. But, they decided to both go for defensive tackles, offensive tackles, and they both passed. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why I'm so tired right now. But they both passed on quarterbacks, and they took guys who they think could help their offensive and defense better, taking O-line, D-line. And seeing Shedeur fall so low after all this media hype being around him is very, it's crazy to see. But after that interview that came out, said he was a bad teammate. He blamed his teammates. He has a big ego. When that comes out, like I said, it's gonna tank your draft stock, and that's just not what you want to see when you're an NFL GM. Is information like that coming out. We don't want to draft this guy. So that's all I got for segment number 2. Next segment, we're going to the NBA, talking about the playoff games from last night. After that, we'll go to the NBA again, sticking with the NBA for the rest of the podcast. We'll talk about the games for tonight, preview those, and the weekend. After that, we'll end it off talking about Elijah Arenas. We'll get to all that after the break.